It's a rivalry of mind and spirit as these 8 players cast their cards, dueling for control and the ultimate achievement in a sport of skill, strategy, and the luck of the draw at the Magic the Gathering World Championships.
For over 30 years, the Magic World Championship has been the pinnacle of professional play. While it has looked different over those 3 decades, one thing has remained constant. To be crowned the best in the world is a feat that every player dreams of. It cements them in the history books, and the title is universally understood: World Champion. At the 31st Magic World Championship, players were tasked with playing a fresh, unsolved standard format and the brand new Avatar Booster Draft format, all while battling for $1 million, a card with their likeness, and to be the best player in the world. Among those competitors were the 3 heavy play teams: Cosmos, Worldly Council, and Rampant Growth. Let's see how their World Championship unfolded. Before a single card is drawn at the venue, preparation begins behind closed doors. Testing houses are where teams break formats down, argue over deck choices, and try to gain any edge they can before the tournament starts. For Team Heavy Play, that preparation was split across the 3 teams, each approaching the World Championship in their own way. Of those 3 teams, Cosmos entered the World Championship as one of the most accomplished groups in the field.
はい、私の名前は市川祐希です。
Me llamo Javier Domínguez y soy de España.
Je m'appelle Jean-Emmanuel Deframe. Je suis français. David Rude. I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Is Ian Robb from the United States.
Me he clasificado al Mundial ganando el anterior.
That's it! Javier Dominguez is a 2-time world champion.
Voy a jugar Band Combo. Y de cara al torneo, las expectativas, pues un poco como siempre, intentar hacer lo mejor posible y a ver si tengo suerte con las cartas.
J'ai rejoint la team parce que Thierry était déjà dedans et j'ai été plus ou moins harcelé très gentiment par Anthony et Thierry pendant toute l'année. Il se trouve que finalement il fallait que je fasse jour 2 au dernier Pro Tour de l'année pour faire les Worlds et je me suis dit que c'était l'occasion de verrouiller ça le plus possible en rejoignant une grosse team, donc ça a fini par se faire.
I'm playing Javier's deck, which is the Bant Airbender. I think it's one of the strongest and very polarized combo deck in the format.
I am playing Bant Airbending Combo. It's a deck that I was not really expecting to play going to this event, as I've had to scramble for cards the last few days, but that part's been fine. The deck's been very powerful.
I'm going to play Mono Red, of course, because that's what I do. I know it's not the strongest deck, but I think it's probably the deck that I can play the best. So I'm not feeling 100% confident going into the event, but I also felt really bad going to last year's event, and that one worked out pretty well. So I'm hoping the same thing happens.
Worldly Council approached Worlds with a different emphasis.
Mogida have been playing Magic online for the longest time. It's really great to be part of this team because I've really learned Limited through this team. Yeah, in 2025 I became the MOX champion, which is like one of my biggest goals in life, honestly. Not just Magic, like in life. And now I'm trying to prove I tried to prove I can do the same in paper.
What does this tournament mean to you then?
Honestly, I want to win, but I'm fine with, quitting at some point as well.
You don't feel hunger for winning Worlds.
I still want to win Worlds, of course. I want to but even if I don't, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need to before I was like I really need to win. I really want to win this Pro Tour. It's not gonna be life changing, as it would be back then for me. So it's still important, but
I'm Derek Davis. I have been playing on the Pro Tour since it's come back after COVID. I sprung onto the scene by getting a top 8 in my first Pro Tour. I'm starting to lean, as far as my deck choices go, towards picking something that I feel like could be more volatile, something that I may get first, I may get 80th, just because I wanna improve on that. And so I want to top 8 this thing. I'm gonna give myself the best chance to do that. and maybe give myself worse odds of having a consistent, 50-50 deck in that way.
Their preparation leaned heavily into Limited, with a structured testing process and a strong focus on draft fundamentals.
And a bunch of not all the white tempo cards, but a bunch of them, and we'll cover that later, are just going down in win rate, like pretty significantly. So when we get to the pod draft metagame, right, usually what happens is that if you're in white, you have to dictate it. You're like, I'm playing white. Blue, black, and green are things you can listen to or choose to impose, right? Like they're colors that have enough depth and merit that you can say, I really want to be this color, or I'll be in it if it makes sense. And then red, you have to kind of listen, because if you, we'll get to it, but like Firebending Lesson is a card that has dropped the most in win rate out of the whole set. And it's not because the card's bad.
Alright, so at one of these, like the rares carried a lot. I started with Lost Days in a pack with Combustion Technique. This is like so much better. And I opened like black bombs, which were super rewarding.
But testing houses aren't all work.
So we just made Panang chicken curry,
Yeah, it's Italian curry based with like peanuts, a bit of tamarind, very, very delicious.
He's still playing his game.
So today we do the carbonara, the real one. A good guanciale over there. We put some fat here where I mix the pecorino and the yellow of the egg. Put the spaghetti and then mix up all together. But we mix it up only when the fire is off. The spaghetti is already cooked and we shuffle outside of the fire.
I'm so excited to play poker. Unfortunately, I don't have a deck box because I'm a popper.
Don't worry, Mom. That's the new heavy play deck box, free for you.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Heavy play!
Meanwhile, Team Rampant Growth spent the final days before Worlds narrowing down difficult constructed choices.
How we feeling, Bill?
No, get that away from me. Not so good.
Got 2 hours for deckless submission.
Moto's down. Why is Moto down?
What deck you leaning towards, Bill?
I'm gonna play the looting deck.
Yeah?
Is it looting? But maybe the lessons deck is broken.
You gonna try to figure that out in the next hour?
No, I don't think so, because this is not even working either. Look, air update. Don't do that. I want to be different.
Abe Schnake, ABE, SCHNAKE.
Alright, and what deck are you registering for standard?
Blue-red lessons.
Why?
I'm enamored with Ancestral Wisdom. Or, what is it called? Ancestral Wisdom, yeah.
I keep calling it EK.
Yeah.
Is that accumulated?
Oh,
accumulated,
yeah.
I
knew I was getting the name wrong.
What deck are you registering for standard, and why are you registering that one?
I'm playing the blue-red looting deck. It's just been a solid deck whenever I played it, and had less problems compared to the other decks I've tried for my liking.
With decklist submitted and the metagame breakdown live, we checked in with the Rampant Growth players the night before the tournament.
Are you nervous at all? Yeah, always a little bit nervous. Mostly I need 2 more cards that are on pickup. So I'll be feeling great as soon as my full deck is in my hands and I'm looking at the first pack. Until then, I'll be nervous.
You've seen the metagame. How do you feel about it with regards to your deck?
I mean, I'm really surprised that there isn't more Dimir. I think it's a much better choice than people are giving it credit for. So I'm pretty happy to see the amount of lessons as the top deck, because at least in my testing so far, that one has had the most trouble answering Kaidos. Not a lot of thinking tonight. Tonight is going to be the go to bed at 9 or 10 and wake up feeling good tomorrow.
All right, so Dylan and Jackson, how you guys feeling?
Good.
A little nervous? A little
good, could be better, could be worse, but good enough, good enough.
We didn't expect as many harder decks, but I also think that deck is not that great, so.
What happened in the meta was kind of what we expected, but it happened in a bit more of an extreme way. And we expected Blue-Red to be the most popular, but we thought it would be the looting version rather than Lessons necessarily. The only other deck I was considering playing was Otters, so I'm pretty happy that I'm not playing Otters in a field that's Otters and Blue-Red, because I don't like the Blue-Red matchup that much, and I don't want to play mirror matches.
Is there anything else you want to say to your fans at home who are cheering you on right now?
I got my biggest fan right here.
Oh.
You got his biggest fan right here, so, you know.
Welcome back to coverage here of the Magic the Gathering World Championship. We're in Bellevue, Washington, here in the Great Pacific Northwest.
Draft 1 was underway, and reigning champion Javier Dominguez was the featured drafter. For the first time in history, we had a round 1 rematch of the finals of the previous World Championship when he was paired into Marcio Carvalho. Let's check in with how the rest of Team Cosmos was faring.
Mostly went to plan. I think most people are pretty happy. Some people had to get a little creative in some tough spots, but overall I think, yeah, our team's looking pretty good in draft.
JD, you are 1-0. I want to know specifically how you're feeling about your draft after your first round victory.
So my experience in this format has been losing with insane blue decks and winning with crappy white decks. And I drafted a crappy white deck and I won round 1. So that checks out so far.
Circling back to Worldly Council, Derek was 2-0 and found himself against Javier. Prior to the match, Derek claimed he would get crushed on the feature match, but wound up snagging the 3-0 by teaching Javier's bear a lesson. Across the room, one of our Rampant Growth players, Max, had just 2-1'd his draft.
My deck was really good. I know yesterday I told you I wanted to draft blue-black control. I opened 2 Azulas, so I drafted blue-black control. Last round I didn't draw the Azulas and I lost.
Meanwhile, Worldly Council's limited prep was being showcased after multiple 3-0 drafters.
On the plane, I had Wi-Fi, so 10 hours of just going through 17 lands for the hidden gems. I filtered by like average taken at the inverse, so you can see the worst cards and the performance, okay. And so you learn how to draft the worst cards. And then in the house it worked. I 3-0'd like 3 drafts out of 7, and I was doing well in the house until the last day. And then I drafted Sultai Pile twice yesterday, drafted this morning, and had a great deck overall. And overall, we don't think it's that important to play a ton of limited. It's more just learn how the games play out and focus a lot on discussioning, positioning, and picks like that.
Now, Derek, Constructed, I know you're happy. Tell me about the team's prep and then what you're playing.
I'm playing Is It Lessons. I felt like with the prep, we had Bant pretty early, and I felt really comfortable with that, and then discovered this Is It Lessons deck. And so because I knew I could fall back on Bant pretty easily, I worked on the Lessons deck up through the team house and pretty quickly realized that it was busted once we got into the team house and just refined it and got it to a good list.
So Derek's happy with Constructed. Alex?
Yeah, I'm surprised I've won a match today, to be honest. I was the only person on Otters. I think everyone kind of realized the deck felt pretty powerful, but the Lessons matchup I think is really rough. And I just didn't expect people to play it. And I was the only person on the team really on Otters. Albert was on it, but he was busy with work, so I didn't have a very good list. So it's not looking good, but we'll try.
After 3 rounds of Avatar Draft, it was time to turn it over to Constructed. Starting with Rampant Growth, Max, who is one of only 2 Dimir mid-range players, was playing against Team Cosmos world champion from France.
Jean-Emmanuel, what deck are you playing this weekend and what does it do?
I'm playing Is It Looting. It basically draws a ton of cards, like it's a mid-range deck that just draws a lot and interacts a lot.
In the end, Max's Kaitos were swarmed by Tiger Seals and horrors beyond our comprehension. JED would soon run into Sam Pardee and his Lessons deck, though. Despite the loss, JED was poised to make a deep run, but there was one player who stood out amongst the field. Derek Davis, round after round, harnessed the power of the almighty Grand to accumulate wisdom for win after win until he was the lone undefeated player after day 1 of the tournament.
The lone undefeated player here at the end of day one at Worlds is Derek Davis. Derek, congratulations on the win. You must be over the moon with today's performance.
Thank you. I'm very excited. Very, very happy to be 7-0. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it sets you up really, really well for day two. But I want to talk about your deck here. You seem so confident with the constructed deck that you've brought. Tell us a little bit about it, how it's come together, how it's made you feel after performing so well for you today.
Yeah, I was telling people in the testing house before the metagame came out that I felt like this was the deck I could ADO constructed with. I felt very confident. The deck is just so good. The engine is just unbelievable. After the metagame came out and I saw other people caught on, maybe a little less, but still felt extremely confident.
How did you do?
7-0. I went 3-0 with a mediocre limited deck at one of the best draft pods I've ever seen, ever been in for sure. And then played the broken deck, went 4-0, and beat the bad match along the way. Over the moon.
And it's day two of competition here at World Championship 31, live from Bellevue, Washington. Yesterday, we had 162 of the best players in the world enter the building. Today, only 61 return.
And with Derek undefeated, he was the featured drafter to kick off the limited portion. Derek started off strong by opening one of the best rares in the set. But had to navigate a difficult draft.
Yikes. Yeah, it's rough. You know, this is the pack where you really hope that you can get set up here. You can get.
Take a look at the list here from Derek Davis. We just saw this one. It's rough, Paul. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This is high-level competition. Nothing comes easily, but this seat seemed extra difficult.
He managed to cobble together a win in the first round. Let's hear his thoughts.
I expected to do well in Constructed. I was hopeful that I would do well in Limited. So 4-0 in Limited, over the moon about that for sure. Just got to keep it going. Obviously loved the first pick. Had a weird pick between a white and a blue card, pick 2. And those are the two color pairs I like the most. I like Orzhov and Dimir quite a bit. I feel like black is very deep and it's very easy to find a lane there. As the draft went on, late in pack 2, started seeing a lot more good white cards late and kind of had regrets as far as where I was. But overall, very happy. Was able to cobble enough creatures together just in time for the end of the draft to put together a pretty solid deck, in my opinion.
After finally picking up his first loss against Sam Pardee in round 9, at 9-1, while Derek only needed one win to lock up top 8, former world champion JED 3-0'd his draft pod, fighting through reigning world champion and teammate Javier Dominguez to put himself in a great position as well. Let's check in with him.
3-0 here in Limited. Tell us about that awesome blue-white deck.
So I opened United Front, pack 1, pick 1, which is one of the best cards in the set. Got past Accumulate Wisdom. I took a good white uncommon over it because I wanted to cut white. And then I received Grand and I'm like, okay, so blue is really open, let's hedge blue. And in the end, both white and blue were open, so I didn't have to choose. And since these colors are the best in the format, I was very happy with how things went.
How you feeling going into the constructed rounds?
Yeah, so I'm playing Is It Looting? I feel good about the deck and how I'm playing it. The one thing that is a little scary is that we didn't test enough of the Lessons deck. So I don't really know if I'm slightly ahead, slightly behind, like how things exactly go and what's the ideal sideboard plan. Like I try to theory craft it, but I'm still unsure. So if I face good Lesson players, things might get dicey. But otherwise, I like my chances.
In round 11, Derek was playing his first win-in for top 8 against Sam Pardee again. After trading lessons back and forth for 2 intense games, it was Sam with the artistic talent of an otter coupled with the monument to endurance that proved too much for Derek's humble elders and crabs. Let's check in with how Worldly Council's Day 2 is going.
Yeah, so I'm 7-4. I 1-2'd my draft, which was unfortunate, and then I'm 1-0 constructed the Evo today.
I'm 9-2 now after losing to Sam for the second time today. Fortunately, he is being removed, going directly to top 8, so I can't pair him 2 up a third time.
So just looking to win one more, lock up top 8.
I am 6'5". I went 2-1 in each draft and lost all my constructed rounds against the new blue-red Nadu Monument Lesson deck.
Alright, we'll skip Mark.
I am 2-1 in the draft today and lost the first one in constructed. I'm 6'5", so rooting for my friend now.
I'm 6'5". I went 1-5 in limited, but 5-0 in standard. So just rooting for my friends and having fun.
I'm 6'4", 5'4", 6'4", something like that. Also rooting for the guys to make top 8.
Also still in contention was JED, whose Space Dragons and Nathan Stoyers toppled Japan's Akira Shibata to improve to 9-2.
JD really needs to win one of the next 2 rounds to lock it up.
Yeah.
Once you get that 10th win in the last round, you still have to deal with the tiebreaker sweat, so...
He wound up playing his top 8 winning in against Masataka Hori's Team Marauders deck. During a Frostcliff siege, JED was able to warp double Quantum Riddler for a lethal 10 damage in 1 turn, putting himself in top 8 and giving himself another chance to become world champion.
Wow. Now he's not done. Masataka still has chances to win here, but that is John Emmanuel Dupras securing a top 8 seat.
Unbelievable. 3rd top 8, I believe, has an opportunity to win the World Championship twice. I mean, did you see what he did there? He's just like...
And Masataka's like,
10.
wow, okay.
That's all you can say, right?
Yeah, that's incredible.
You just made another world's top 8.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's weird because the first top 8, you don't really realize what's going on. Like, you're completely overwhelmed. And I feel like the following ones, you get to experience it fully. Like, you're in the moment and you realize how good it feels. So yeah, I mean, really excited.
You have to prepare for tomorrow. We don't want to celebrate too early, but how does 2-time world champion maybe sound?
Sounds very good. I mean, I feel like I can do it. Like, if I play at my best tomorrow, I feel like I have the weapon to do it.
With losses against Seth Manfield and Ken Yukihiro, Derek was starting to see his chances of top 8 slipping away. With 1 round left, he had only 1 more winning in to go. Heading into the final round, we not only had Derek, but reigning world champion Javier Dominguez against the reigning Pro Tour champion Michael Plummer fighting for a spot in top 8. With some awkward draws and a painful mana base, Aang was not swift enough to save Javier from Plummer's fire magic and boomerangs. Still a fantastic run from the reigning world champion. After losing 3 back-to-back win-in-ins, Derek found himself against Jeskai Control. After a long-fought match, it was stock up. After stock up. After stock up. That got Gran across the finish line and secured him a spot in top 8.
Seat in the top 8? It does seem to be the case, but we're going to have to wait and find out because he is in the tiebreaker scrum now. But he finally got the win. He had 5 what we believe to be win-ins here, and it took the 5th one for Derek to get over the line.
Big G!
I'm here with Derek Davis. Derek, how are you feeling ahead of our quarterfinal here at the World Championship?
After the day I had yesterday, very stoked to be here playing still on Sunday.
And what sort of preparation did you get up to last night?
Dinner, review deck list, go to sleep.
Mate, best of luck today.
Thank you.
I'm here with JED. Jean-Emmanuel, this is somewhere you've been before. How does it feel the second time around in a World's Top 8?
better than the first time.
And why is that?
I don't know. You realize it a little more. Like as I mentioned yesterday, like the first time is a little hazy. Like you're don't really understand what's happening. Like it's too much to process. And the second time, you're ready for it.
Feel like you're going to enjoy this one a little bit more. JED, best of luck to you today in the top 8.
Thank you very much.
Let me tell you, he fought tooth and nail to get into the top 8 here this weekend, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he went on a roller coaster of emotion.
Oh,
you
boy.
could just see. It wasn't even like celebratory, yes, I made the top 8. It was just relief.
In the third game of the quarterfinals, JED's battlefield of a Tiger Seal, Nathan Stoyer, and the fear of missing out proved lethal for Derek, who drew Accumulate Wisdom a turn too late. In Game 4, Derek opened with Gran Gran, soon drawing not 1, but 2 Eddie Merck crabs. Out of nowhere, Derek had 11 power in play to attack JED down to 5. And all he could do was chump block with otters before the crabs were able to force the deciding Game 5. In the final game of the quarterfinals, JED opens with the powerful combo of Storm Chaser's Talent and Boomerang Basics, but Derek answers back with that combo of his own. Derek was able to display Iroh's demonstration not once, but twice, to take control of the board and refill his hand with Ancestral, Accumulate Wisdom. JED just warps a Riddler, and Derek reveals 2 spells to pump his otters into the semis.
Absolutely all the marbles there, Derek Davis does, and he is going to join Seth Manfield into the semifinals. Absolutely incredible finish there to that game. He's had some crazy finishes, I will say.
He really has.
Let's check in with Derek after the win.
Goodness me, how did you do it? 5 game battle. Was there a card that perhaps made a bit of a difference for you somewhere along the line?
Yeah, I last minute put in the 2 Eddie Merck crabs into my list, mostly for the blue-red matchups, and man, did it show off when it mattered.
Yeah, paid dividends in that match there. But we turn our attention now to the semi-finals. How are you feeling going into the semis, making it to the top 4 already an achievement? Do you think you can go even further?
I do. I know that I'm going to be playing either Seth or Ken, who I lost win-ins against yesterday, as everyone saw. Both matchups seem tough, but they're very winnable. Interesting dynamics with both.
All right, Derek. Well, we'll let you go and prepare for the semis. Congratulations, mate, and best of luck.
Thank you.
In the semifinals, Derek was on the draw against none other than Hall of Famer Seth Manfield. Having lost to Seth previously in this event, it would prove to be an uphill battle. Things start off strong for Derek with a Gran Gran and his trusty crab, but sadly, the tides turn when Seth is able to accumulate wisdom and combust the crab. This leads to Seth getting more and more card advantage until he found 3 Monument to Endurance.
Probably a monument here.
Oh god, 2 monuments now.
Yep. Whenever you got 3 monuments and
that
3
hurts.
accumulate wisdoms in your top 20 cards of your deck in the mirror match, you're probably going to do pretty well here.
Yep.
To kill Derek 1 trigger at a time. Over the next 2 games, the song and dance of the Artist's Talent versus the Crab was no different. Derek was forced to be the aggressor, but would get neutralized by Seth's onslaught of removal spells. Paired with the rummaging every turn from Artist's Talent, he found the monuments again and again.
Okay.
This is rough, man.
Let's hope
Holy
it gets
moly.
way better for Derek.
Talk us through sideboards, bud.
In Game 3, with access to sideboard cards like Spider Sense and Negate, Derek was able to draw the game out longer. But the story remained the same.
Artist Talent. Number 2. 1 mana monument. And all Derek Davis can do is watch.
The Artist's Talent plus Monuments pulled Seth to victory over Derek, eliminating him from the tournament. For Derek, this is still a fantastic cap to not only his season, but the start of his pro career, having made day 2 of 11 of the last 12 Pro Tours and Worlds. He is one of the most consistent players on the tour. With this top 4, he cements himself as one of the United States' greatest. As for JED, another World's top 8 is just another addition to his already incredible list of accomplishments. At the highest level of Magic, success is measured in inches. For the heavy play teams, this World Championship was a culmination of months of preparation, countless decisions, and a format that refused to give anything away easily. From veteran champions to players making the deepest runs of their careers, these teams proved they belonged on the game's biggest stage. Not every run ends with a trophy, but every one of these performances adds another chapter to this story. And at the World Championship, that story is never finished.